lifestyle, and your brain. This is what you wanted to discuss in the opening segment. Explain this to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on bits and pieces of this over the years, but was at a conference this weekend, and Dr. Perlmutter, who's kind of the leading integrative functional neurologist from Naples, Florida, was speaking and just talking about the evidence that we have for preventing and warding off Alzheimer's disease.
Oh.
And you know, the top of that list is regular exercise. You know, and it's something that I think everybody says, well, no kidding, but you know, most people exercise to lose weight, and they don't necessarily exercise as a means for keeping their brain healthy.
Right.
And if you've ever had a family member or loved one deal with Alzheimer's, I mean, it's a very devastating illness.
Yes.
And so anything you could do to prevent that for yourself and for those that are close to you, I mean, that's one more reason to exercise. And for some people, that may be the only reason that motivates them to exercise. So it's something that's very, very real.
Okay.
The other one is DHA, which comes from omega-3 fatty acids in fish oil. So we talked about fish oil a lot as an anti-inflammatory, but the DHA component, the fatty acid, has an impact on the brain in keeping it in balance and promoting health.
Okay.
And then the last one is periodic fasting. Actually, people in animal studies and in human studies, the more that there's episodes of fasting or periods of fasting seems to be much better for the brain. The
fasting being for how long?
Well, and again, it's
like
maybe it's 1
hours?
meal, right?
Oh,
maybe it's a day or two, but the real key is what happens when you fast.
Okay.
And understanding that. So when you're fasting, your body is starved, your brain is starved for glucose, and you switch to where you get glucose, which typically is circulating through your bloodstream if you're eating a couple times a day, to breaking fat down for energy. When you break fat down for energy, you also get ketones, and those ketones seem to have an amazing impact on brain health. So you can also get ketones when you eat more of a low-carb style of eating, which is again something that we've been talking about over the years, which is vegetables, nuts, non-breaded meat and fish, eggs, and now we're seeing more and more data and information come out about sort of this ancestral diet. We
whole
spent
food.
Yeah, a whole real food. But and even going back and looking at when grains came into the picture. I mean, we've eaten 97% of the time that we've been on the earth, we've been eating a certain way. And only 3% of that time we've been eating agriculture and grains. And that's, our DNA hasn't changed. It's been the same all along. So we need to be looking more toward these whole foods diets, again, for lots of reasons, whether it's weight loss or inflammation. But now for brain health, we're seeing the impact there. The interesting slide he always puts up, I've seen him speak before, is the evidence for all these medicines we use for Alzheimer's. When they look at all the studies, ultimately it doesn't show that it really gives us any benefit.
Wow.
And so it really has to be driven by the lifestyle. We can't just go through eating what we want and not exercising and saying, well, there's a medicine for that. I'll just pick that medicine up when I get there. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Not necessarily the best route to take.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.